Hey everybody, HB Gibson here in my room. I know it's a little dark. Uh, I am over here looking at the DC Universe streaming service. I've had this service for about like a couple of weeks, well maybe like 3 weeks almost. Actually, to tell you the truth, almost a month, right? I would say it's almost a month. And I'm going to tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. I am thoroughly satisfied. This is almost equivalent to having Six Flags in your house, minus the rides and the overpriced souvenirs. uh, yeah, everything that's DC is on this, and I wish I had better light. I would. Can you turn on the lamp over there for me, please? Yeah. Executive producer's going to do the executive producer thing, and she's going to put on some light.
Oh, putting on light is not an executive
It's
just a favor.
All right, she's doing me a favor by turning on the light for me, and okay, that's a little better. That's a little better. On this service, basically everything DC is on this streaming service. You can read comic books, classic comic books, in a digital format. I was just reading Action Comics #1 from 2011. This is the one where Superman was sporting a T-shirt and a cape and jeans and boots at that time. The New 52 is in here, something that a lot of DC fans didn't like, but I had no problem with. A lot of classic comic books are on here. Batman Year One, Harley Quinn. It pretty much it has a ton. Oh, thank you. You sure your arm isn't going to get tired, baby? Okay. She put the light on me. Wow, it looks so much better. Thank you. Yeah, so let's take a look at the comic books. I'm not going to look through all of them because I tried videotaping this before. It went over an hour because there's so much stuff on here. Black Lightning, Batman Beyond comic books, Dark Victory series, Green Lantern. All your DC comic book favorites are in here. I mean, Hawkman, the Teen Titans, which is the what I would like to say the flagship series right now for the DC streaming service. And let me tell you something about Titans. It is very good. It is very good. I just saw the episode called Together, episode 5. It was fantastic. I mean, there was one particular scene where, and Rouge will tell you that when Robin showed up, I was like, Robin! I mean, because Robin is such a badass in this one, man. Years ago, people would make jokes about Robin, saying that he was a weak character. There's none of that in here, man. He's kicking some serious booty. All right. Yeah, we got Supergirl here. The 1984 movie Supergirl is available. Wonder Woman, the classic Wonder Woman television series. The 1988 to 1992 Superboy series. Constantine, of course, Teen Titans, Batman Year One, The Death of Superman, Superman the movie, the original with Christopher Reeve. Also have it. It also has all the Christopher Reeve Superman movies in it. As a matter of fact, Superman the movie, Superman 2, Superman 3, Superman 4. We have the Teen Titans series. We have Batman the animated series, the entire Batman the animated series. Static. I gotta sit down and watch Static Shock one day, y'all. I miss that show so much. We have Justice League. We have Justice League Unlimited. We have DC Comics, DC Universe documentaries called The Amazing Story of Superman, Batman Unmasked, The Secret Origin. We also have DC Comics original programming, like special news shows where they talk about DC news, things that are going on in DC. Yeah, the daily DC episode. See, we have all the animated shorts here, all the animated shorts from the Cartoon Network. Let's see what else we got. All pretty much all the DC animated films like Batman versus Robin, Teen Titans versus Justice League, Flashpoint, Justice League War, um, Justice League Doom, Justice League, so many, like Batman Beyond, the entire series, Batman Ninja, Batman Tech, which is a great documentary about what if, could Batman's tech actually exist? Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker. Batman Unmasked, which is the psychology of the Dark Knight. What else? Batman Assault on Arkham. The classic Batman animated series, Batman feature film, made by the same people that did Batman the animated series. You guys know what it is. It is Batman Mask of the Phantasm. Really, really, really fantastic film. I loved it. My personal favorite, Batman Brave and the Bold. I love that one. That was when they go and they make Batman a lot more lighthearted. They kind of bring back that lighthearted Batman that the comic books were kind of forced to do. And he had all these different crazy suits and stuff because they thought that Batman was too dark back in the day. Yeah, Batman Under the Red Hood, The Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and 2. Birds of Prey, which featured characters like Huntress, Black Canary, and of course Oracle, which came back as Batgirl. Batgirl was actually in this. Batman was actually seen in this. A very, very rare television appearance. The most recent rare television appearance of Batman could be seen in Birds of Prey. Okay, moving right along. A whole bunch of shorts. I love the Shazam shorts. All these different short films. All these short animated films here. Batman Unlimited, Batman, Justice League Gods and Monsters, which I loved. Doom, Crisis on Two Earths, New Frontier, which uses the classic look of the DC characters, the classic look. Now this is a little gem right here. Legends of the Superheroes. Now back in the day in the 70s, there were two television specials, live action comedy television specials, which featured Burt Ward and Adam West once again reprising their roles as Batman and Robin respectively. And it also had Shazam, it had the Riddler, and it was a comedy. It was a silly comedy that featured all the superheroes. Pretty campy, pretty silly. It's let's just say this is DC's Star Wars holiday special. Okay, if you understand what I mean by that. We have Lois and Clark. The Super Friends. Yes, Super Friends going from 1973 all the way to 1985. From Super Friends to Galactic Guardians featuring Cyborg. We have the Max Fleischer Superman series. We have the Superman serials. Yes, boys and girls, you had to go to the movie theater to see the latest episode of Superman back in the day, like back in the 40s and the 50s. You have Superman Shazam. We have Superman Doomsday. The Flash, the original Flash series, and if you've been seeing the behind the scenes photos of the up and coming Arrowverse crossover Elseworlds, you will see that John Wesley Shipp is wearing the Flash costume in the crossover. It's crazy. The Spirit. We also have the Watchmen animated films. We have Watchmen motion comic and also Watchmen prequel, which is called Tales of the Black Freighter. And of course, everybody's favorite, Young Justice. Here's a little gem right here. Back in the day, in 1974, there was a Wonder Woman made-for-television movie which starred Kathy Lee Crosby as a blonde-haired Wonder Woman. It was an interesting take, but it is available on here, as well as the Wonder Woman animated film. So much stuff. You have apparel, you have collectibles, you have comics, all different kinds of comics. They have an interesting thing is like where you go and look up Teen Titans. When you watch Titans, below that they have points of interest, like all the Teen Titans comic books are below and located below the screen where you would watch Titans. So that way it's great because there's a lot of folks out there that like to compare and contrast the movies with the comics. This is good for those folks who just like going to the movies and they don't read the comic. Well, the movie is there, the television show is there, and the comic book is right there. So that way you can make your comparisons and everything, and you can pretty much learn that not everything in the comic books you can actually put on film. It's a little hard to do. So, with that being said, listen, I love you guys to life. What is my overall verdict on the DC not DC Cinematic, no, not DC Cinematic Universe, DC Universe streaming service. I love it. I love it. It's like everything DC in your own house at, you know, at your fingertips. It does not have the latest comic books available. I will believe that in the future, as the comic books are available, they will add them to the list of comics that you can read. Like all the current comic books, they're not on here. You would have to go to your local comic book store to check that out. But there is a ton of comics. Classic Batman, classic Superman, Doom Patrol, Justice League Dark, I believe, is on there. I forget, the Constantine Hellblazer books are on here. The original Constantine Hellblazer comic books are on here. And, I mean, Hawk and Dove, Batman Year One, Robin Year One, Nightwing, every single last comic book that's classic. Almost everyone. It's a large library. I don't know if it has every single one, but I saw a lot of classics. So check it out, please do. You know, it's like $7.99 a month. I think that's pretty darn good for what you're getting. I think that's damn good for what you're getting. And plus, there's a lot more live action series that's coming up other than Titans. You have Doom Patrol, and of course Swamp Thing, and I think there's another television series that they're making for the DC streaming the DC streaming service. But I love what they're doing. This is so much fun to be able to sit down and relax, have a cup of tea, and read a comic, and then watch a movie. It's all here, guys. So yeah, I give this an A+. I love it, and hopefully you'll like it too. So hopefully, maybe, you know, if you were thinking about getting it, maybe I convinced you. All right? I love you out of life. I'll see you next time. Yes, I know I didn't do an episode of Dark Voltage. Guess what? We're going to double up. We're going to do a double episode next week. How about that? All right? We're going to catch up. Okay? Love you out of life. Stay tuned. So much more to come. I have an episode coming up of Retro Gaming with HB Gibson where I talk about the classic arcade game Defender. And I'm also going to be doing the second half of my interview with Raymond Ramos. It's going to be called Raymond Ramos Part 2, the Cyborg Special. Why? Because I watched this man, his progress with his cyborg costume. It was amazing. And then we're going to see the finished product. We're going to see the, you know, his inspiration to do Cyborg and all of his other cosplays as well. And at the same time, you're going to get to see a little bit of history of our favorite Cyborg, Victor Stone. All right?
And don't forget your new logo.
Oh, yes! Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mace Man has a new logo, which was co-designed by Rouge Rose. I started drawing it, and then you know she is so, you know, it sometimes it gets like it's fine, it's perfect. Oh, what's the problem with it? What's the problem? She knows what she's doing. She knows what she's doing. Like, she'll look at it and be like, now. That was her favorite word. Now. Not good. Now.
And not digging it.
Not digging it. Now. But all those no's and not digging it, if you go to my my Facebook page, Mace Man the Cosplay Crusader on Facebook, or if you go to HB Gibson on Facebook, or if you go to any of my pages on Facebook, I have the new official Mace Man logo up, and I tell you, it really looks good. She and I were just staring at it like,
Yeah, we were.
wow. I didn't even know I was an artist. I sat there and I just started drawing. I was like, okay, let me go online and get like one of those comic book how-tos, how to draw a comic book head. And then I just drew the head, and then my mind had to go like, okay, what does a cape look like when it's fluttering in the wind? That one I did freehand. I didn't look at anything. The cape I did freehand. So and as far as like the actual the lettering and the actual text and everything, I mean, if it wasn't for Rouge saying no so many times, it wouldn't look as cool as it does, y'all. I'm telling you, I owe a lot to her, so she really helped me out. Thank you, honey, so much. And yeah, so check it out. You will see the logo on future episodes of Dark Voltage, the Black Lightning After Show. And Mace Man is probably going to be doing some separate episodes. Superhero lessons, separate episodes.
And the goal is one day to have your own comic book, Mace Man.
Yeah, my own comic book, Mace Man, one day. Now remember, he's a cosplay superhero, all right? And, I haven't really broken down his powers, but I do know, because he's a cosplay hero, he could be in any universe he wants. That's one ability that he has. But we're going to talk about other abilities later on, all right, in the future. Talk to you later, okay? Love you to life. I know I kept saying love you to life, and I kept talking about, thinking like I'm going to end it. Yeah, okay, we're in 15 minutes, 38 seconds. That's enough. Love y'all to life. DC Universe streaming service, A+. I love it. I dig it. And there's so much to look at, so much to explore. Hopefully you'll think about getting it too. All right? Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. A little shout out to Markiplier. Bye-bye.